What are Tottenham's chances of survival? The Opta supercomputer has delved deep into the stats, given us the percentages, which I believe has been off all season, to be honest, with their percentages. But let's get into it.
The Opta supercomputer says Arsenal still have 73%.
I know, it's crazy. I know their supercomputer is not so super.
It's always a bit nuts, their supercomputer.
But they've given us the percentages. They've drilled deep into the stats. Let's go take a look.
So I think what kicked off this article was De Zerbi claiming Tottenham can win 5 games, or 5 of their remaining games in the Premier League. They've done like an analysis of everyone who's been in the relegation zone since the start of the Premier League and how they've kind of done in their last 5 games. No team has ever won 5 games out of 5 who have been in the relegation.
You know what they say about Tottenham? Tottenham are a team of firsts.
We are definitely a team of firsts, that's for sure. So maybe we could be the first team to do it. They claim that they've run 10,000 simulations and Tottenham won their last 5 games in 23 of them, so 0.23% of their simulations did Tottenham win their last 5
23
games.
out of 100?
Of 1,000.
Oh, 1,000.
10,000.
Oh, 10,000.
23 out of 10,000. So 0.23% chance of winning all 5 games. So De Zerbi would be a mad genius if he pulls that one off. They've looked at our last remaining games, looking at the chances we have of winning each of them, and also the chances of us going like a winning streak at each time. So obviously 39% chance of beating Wolves, which is, I understand Wolves are good form at home. We haven't won in 2026, but the fact that we're less than a 40% chance of beating bottom of the league is horrible. Then we have a 17% chance of beating Villa, but we only have a 6% chance of beating Wolves and Villa in consecutive games. We then have a 43.3% chance of beating Leeds at home. So we're more likely to beat Leeds than Wolves, it's saying. But to win 3 in a row, it's 2.8% chance. Then Chelsea away at 21.1%, which is not bad. I thought it would be lower than that, considering our record there. And then, the chances of us winning 4 in a row, 0.6%. And obviously 37.9% chance of being Everton. And then to win all 5, 0.23%. So it says we have a less than 10% chance of even winning 2 in a row, let alone 5. It's saying.
I think, I don't know. Well, I think that percentage for the Aston Villa game is not taking into account that they're probably going to rest a lot of players in the game because they're in between European semi-finals.
Yeah, I always feel like, obviously, the context. I think they just take, obviously, league position, current form, that kind of stuff. That's what's taken into account. But when you drew in, as you say, the real context of the situation, maybe, the form that Chelsea are on, that kind of stuff, that's taken into account. As you say, Villa resting players, those kind of little details, they can't take everything into account, can they?
In terms of the likelihood, just the general likelihood in terms of the odds, if you put that in, from highest to lowest, they're saying Leeds is the highest chance that we're going to win. Mm-hmm. And then Wolves, then Everton, then Chelsea, then Aston Villa. And if you take it on the bare face of, how these teams are doing, where they are in the league, blah, 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 I'll probably say that's quite accurate.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I think, especially as well, the winning streak. I think, considering we haven't won in 15 games, I think 0.23% chance of winning all 5 is probably sounds about right to me.
Probably less.
Sounds about right to me. They then go and say, but obviously we might not have to win 5 games, will we, to stay in the division? Historically, 40 points has been the benchmark. They said it has been 23 years since the team in 18th place has won more than 39 points. Although that doesn't necessarily mean the same will happen again this season, it does show how rare it is that you actually need 40 points to stay up. Spurs currently have 31. 3 wins would take us to 40 points. There's a good chance that would be enough, and that's a far more realistic target than obviously the 5 wins that De Zerbi has said we can get. There are 18 examples of teams winning at least 3 or more games of their last 5 in the Premier League who have been in the relegation zone. with 5 games left. And there are 5 instances of a team winning 4 games of their last 5, having been in the relegation zone. Not all of those teams, of the 18 teams, but plenty of them have stayed up. Some of them, such as West Brom in 17-18 and Fulham in 18-19, each won 3 of their last 5 games, but both went down because they were already relegated by the time that happened. So they were kind of playing with the pressure off. There have been plenty of others who have won their way out of trouble and stayed up late and in unlikely situations. In 07-08, Fulham and Bolton were both in the relegation zone, 6 and 4 points adrift of safety, respectively, with 5 games to go. Worse situation as us. Fulham won 4 of their last 5, while Bolton won 3 and drew 1 of the other 2 of theirs, and both survived. Sunderland were bottom of the league with 5 games to go, and won 4 of their last 5, and ended up 5 points clear of safety. And in the most recent one, in 16-17, Swansea, in a very similar situation to Spurs, were 18th, 2 points adrift to safety, having got 1 point in the 6 matches before. They faced teams in 5th, 7th, 8th, 11th, and 20th in the Premier League, and they won 4 and drew 1 of those matches to finish well clear of the drop zone. So there have been some examples. Tottenham obviously faced teams in 6th, 10th, 15th, and 20th. 4th, 6th, 10th, 15th, and 12th. So very similar to Swansea in that situation. So we're going to obviously need to have a very similar run of form. But they've then gone on to look at the fixture difficulties. How likely is it we pick up the results? And they've done an analysis of the fixture difficulty ratings between now and the end of the season for all clubs in the Premier League. As you can see, Tottenham ranked 2019, 18, 17, 15th in the league for, or 5th, whatever way you want to look at it, for easiest fixtures. It's 15th highest, 15th hardest, or 5th easiest, whatever way you want to look at it. As you can see, West Ham currently have the 5th hardest fixtures. Nottingham Forest a bit below them in 8th, the 8th hardest fixture. So the barefaced facts of the matter are that Tottenham do have by far quite considerable the easiest run-in between now and the end of the season. And compared to, so obviously West Ham, I mean, you can look at the fixtures on paper, and you can look at it and say they have the hardest, but it's just there plainly by maths as well. They definitely do have the harder fixtures, just mathematically as well. So I think when you just look at that, we do have, in terms of fixtures we have, it does give us the best chance of maybe going on a run if we can, but we just need to, obviously, football's not played on paper, is it? It's played on the pitch, and we know wins in 15, and the longer that goes on, doesn't matter how easy fixtures are, you're not going to stay up, are you? So we just need to get those results. That's all. We all know that, but at least you can see the fixtures on when you look at it mathematically, we do have the easiest run. Yeah.
And I've been saying that for ages, that Spurs have got a much favourable fixture list than Nottingham Forest and West Ham. I think that if we show that same mentality against Brighton and keep improving on that, we will stay up. We will. It's just a question of, can we keep that consistency level and can we keep improving? That's the biggest question mark here. Once we get that monkey off our back, which hopefully happen this weekend, then I think a few wins can come off the back of that as well. But that's why it was such a kick in the teeth as well not to win that game against Brighton, because then all of a sudden you're going into that game against Wolves super confident, where right now you're going into it as a game where we should be winning, but are you going into it super confident? Probably not.
Also notably Leeds, if you were wondering where they lie, they are 3rd easiest run, even after the Wolves game.
Yeah.
So they've got very favourable fixtures, and they're obviously in a very good situation, 8 points clear of the drop. So they have the fixture list to make sure that they're comfortable between now and the end of the season. Other notable ones, obviously Arsenal, 2nd easiest run between now and the end of the season. Man City, just above Tottenham in 13th. So not the hardest, but also not the easiest run.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before about the title race. You know, as much as Man City can win against Burnley tomorrow to go top of the league, the fixture list that Man City and Arsenal have means it's not done yet. Nowhere near.
Yeah. So their fixture's obviously quite difficult. Palace have the hardest run between now and the end of the season, but because they're good late form, any fears of being dragged into that relegation fight are not there. Interestingly, on Sky Sports yesterday, they were suggesting could Newcastle be dragged into it. If you look at their fixtures, it is difficult, not as difficult as West Ham, who are 5th. They're like 7th most difficult fixtures, and they obviously are on horrid form, 3 losses in a row. They are on 42 points though, so I think if any chance of them being dragged into it would mean they'll have to lose every single game. I think.
Yeah,
I just don't see that.
Look, they're on 42 points. They're not getting dragged into it. It's going to take less than 42 to stay up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean that would mean 42 would mean us winning 4 games.
Yeah,
which is obviously very unlikely. Winning 4 of the last 5.
They might finish like 15th or something, but they're not going to finish.
But what I'm saying on Sky Sports, they were suggesting they did their predictions, and they both, Dean Ashton and Carragher, predicted Newcastle to finish 17th.
Yeah.
But if you look at their predictions as well, they predicted Newcastle to go 5 for 5 losses.
I think that's crazy. How can you predict Newcastle to go 5 for 5 losses? I know they're not playing well at the moment. I know they're losing a lot of games. But if they go 5 for 5, that means they would have lost like 8 games in a row or like 9 games in a row.
And I know they're losing, but I'm pretty sure their last 3 have all been lost very late in the game. So that shows that they're very... I know they are... It's not good, but they are very close in each of those games to getting at least something. So to suggest they're going to keep losing every single game is a bit far-fetched.
We need Newcastle to go on an uptick of form, man.
Exactly.
Newcastle have got 3 very big games from round to the end of the season. They go to the Emirates this weekend. They go away to Forest, and they're at home to West Ham as well.
They're a big say in everything, aren't they?
Yeah, massive say. So I want Newcastle to go on a nice big run at the end of this season, man.
And interestingly, if you're looking at the Champions League race, Brentford, 3rd easiest fixtures. And I mean, not Champions League, but maybe for the... Well, to be fair, 6th could be Champions League if Villa win that Europa League. So maybe teams are looking at that 6th place. And Brentford, I know 5 draws in a row, but statistically they do have third hardest, not easiest, my bad. 3rd hardest. Brighton maybe could be an outside chance with the 4th easiest fixture list.
Brighton go in 6th. If they beat Chelsea this week, midweek.
Exactly. And they beat Chelsea, and then the rest of their games have got Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds and United, which apparently is the 4th.
I think Brighton are going to do it. When I did my predictor last week, I had Brighton finishing in 6th.
Which is a big difference to when we did it a few weeks ago and we had Brighton nearly...
I know, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad what a bit of momentum and confidence can do for you. But that's what it's done for them.
But does this fixture difficulty graphic make you feel a bit more comfortable with the situation?
It makes me feel as comfortable because I knew exactly what the fixtures are, and I keep ramming it down people's throats that we've got a much better fixture list than the other teams.
But let's hope we take advantage of it.
You should be asking yourself the question, not me.
Well, the reality is, it doesn't make a difference, does it? I mean, it makes a difference, but it's not like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what fixtures you have. We're not winning. We are not winning games at the moment. Until we get that win, we can play Burnley 5 games in a row. It won't matter. We need to get that first victory.
Yeah, but if we had Burnley at home tomorrow, everyone would be predicting Spurs to win off the back of that performance against Brighton.
Well, everyone's predicting Wolves. With us to beat Wolves doesn't mean we will.
Yeah, but I don't know. I look at that Wolves game thinking it's tough, but like if we had Burnley at home, everyone would be saying surely that's a nailed-on 3 points. I don't think anyone's saying Wolves is a nailed-on 3 points because it's not.
Yeah, well, look, we have the fixtures. It's all about taking advantage of it. And historically, this season we haven't. We've stumbled at every turn.
We're going to have a big end to the season, people. It's going to be a big end. We're going to beat this thing. We're going to beat this thing. Like I keep telling everyone for weeks, believe. It's time to believe, and it's time to back the team, and it's time to get out of the relegation zone.
All right, let's do it.
So yeah, I mean, it's winding me up as well because I've seen all these pundits all making all these predictions. Everyone's got Spurs to go down.
Yeah, everyone's now saying Tottenham are done.
Everyone. I've seen Ali McCoy say it. I've seen Jamie Carragher say it. I've seen so many different pundits are saying, yeah, Spurs aren't winning a game for the rest of the season, or maybe one they're giving us, and Spurs definitely going down. It's time to prove everyone wrong. These same pundits a couple of weeks ago were saying Arsenal were nailed on for the title as well, and now Man City are about to go top of the league this midweek. So it shows what they know. Absolutely. It's time for Spurs to prove everyone wrong, and it starts this weekend at Wolves. So forget the supercomputers, forget this, forget that.
Stick your supercomputer up your
Exactly. Just stick to your guns and stick to Tottenham Hotspur. Stick by Tottenham Hotspur and believe, people. We're going to beat this thing. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.